Hey all, it is time for Jason's Thoughts. Well, I am taking this video out of my office because I just haven't had enough time to get outside and go for some walks. It's been horrible weather, but no excuse. Here I am today and I'm really excited to talk about cross-pollination. You might not exactly know what that means unless you're thinking about the bees, but I want to talk about how cross-pollination, which is one group jumping into another group, or even one individual jumping in another group, can really influence your work connections, your learning patterns. The list goes on and on and on. So the first thing is, what I really have seen over the years is that we like to work in silos. And what that means is, you're in a group, maybe it's at a store or it's a group of people that work together and you're all kind of in the same project or the same product, and you kind of just do your thing. You're all working towards your common goal. And that's fine. But cross-pollination is when maybe someone else could be doing the exact same job, but they're in a different group. So there's a different group doing the same thing you are, but you're doing it in your own settings, your own pace, your own structure. And cross-pollination is this. It's maybe just one person, and don't wait for direction. Maybe it's just one person that goes from this group and says, hey, I want to go see what that group is doing. Sometimes it takes some courage, and sometimes it just takes a quick hello. But cross-pollination, then I found through my years, is that one person kind of breaks the waters towards more conversation coming the other way. And sometimes you take, some best practices, what they're doing, and sometimes you share the best practices you're doing. And either way, you actually get into a better place, because you're not just taking, let's say, 10 people over here and 10 people over here's brain. If you start to bridge those connections and bridge those lines and cross-pollinate over, you're actually going to gain 20 people's perspectives and 20 people's ideas. And so no matter what you do, the more brains you have looking at something, the more experience each of those brains are coming to the table, and might give you some new, fresh, and good ideas that you might want to take and implement. I share this in other ways as well. I used to manage a bunch of retail locations, and we would take managers from one location, put them into the other, and vice versa. We started doing this with some of our non-management, and no matter what happened, maybe there wasn't really a plan of design when they went into those stores, but they came out learning something different, trying something different way to do things, different ways to approach things, different processes, different anything. And it just got better. Through all my years, my greatest successes within teams was when that cross-pollination happened. Now, it's nobody's fault. If we go back to the dawn of day, you know what? We were in our small groups. We lived in our little caves, and we went and hunt together, and we went back and we ate together. We were comfortable, and that is probably in our DNA. But it is okay to break out of that form. And even if you're not doing the exact same thing, the same thing really does pertain to that extra brains and extra perspective. So maybe someone is working in marketing and they're focused on X, and this person over here is in IT. Well, that person in IT doesn't mean their only thought is all about IT and that's the only way they look at things. And so let's say that the marketing team invites some of these IT team over to that group and just sits and listens in a meeting. They may have lots to offer. They may have new ideas. They may have new perspectives to share. In the end, it is just like the bees that are so successful in cross-pollinating for our beautiful flowers and many, many more things that I'm not educated enough to be aware of, but they're amazing. The same goes for business and groups. And I think the more you cross-pollinate, no matter what the title is, no matter what area of the business you work in, we all can benefit from a little cross-pollination. With that, I say thank you. Wish you all well. Hit the subscription if you have not before. Would love to hear your comments. And that's Jason's thoughts for today. Take care.